Good morning, Steve Freedy in Chicago with the morning grain comments. Well, it's USDA report day, plus we get some CPI data, plus export sales, so a lot of numbers to try to digest and see how the market wants to react, especially to the USDA numbers. USDA might decide to again leave a lot of the numbers unchanged, even though our export pace, corn, beans, and wheat is running at levels that are below what the USDA is currently saying. We'll be watching to see if they increase the 2022 U.S. corn and soybean crop numbers and see what the December 1 stocks suggest for quarterly usage, especially domestically. There's a tendency for the USDA on this report to find some bullish news. 70% of the time since 2007, the market's been higher the day of the report and continues higher a week later. So we'll just kind of figure out, again, is this one of those years in which the market responds positively to the numbers, or is this one of those rare years where it's negative? I think the big news overnight is the Argentina Grain Exchange lowered their crop estimates for both corn and soybeans. For soybeans, it's down to 37 million tons from 49 previously, and because of the worst drought in 60 years. They were saying that could even be as low as 35 million tons. Now the Brazil real is higher on threat of protests, and their crop should be a record. So that could offset some of what's going on in Argentina. The U.S. Soybean export sales number expected to be 500 to 1.2 million tons. So it'll be interesting to see if China has stepped up and buying. The Argentina lowered their corn crop to 45 million tons from 55. It could be as low as 38. USDA is at 55. Here again, the key will be Brazil's pretty much out of the corn export market, and so does demand shift to the U.S., especially from China. The Ukraine situation, they've shipped about 7.5 million tons, Okno Dis. Their crop was supposed to be 27. Domestic demand is 8. So that leaves 19 million tons for export. And their export number of 17.5 seems a little high if they have any storage at all. Plus, there's still 5 million tons sitting out into the fields. U.S. South Plains dry. Now the forecast is that, let's call 50% of the Midwest of the Southern Plains could see a rain mid-next week. It's implied that Nebraska, maybe northern Kansas, eastern Kansas, maybe even eastern Oklahoma could see a half inch and a half of rain. Our guy thinks it's more like 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch. The long-range maps, American model, hints that there's another rain event midweek the following week, but our guys think this might be a little aggressive on what is on the maps currently. So the big number for the USDA will be acreage, winter wheat acreage at 34.5 versus 33.3. Tuesday's low was 15-month low in Chicago wheat, 12-month low in Kansas City. Market expects the USDA to increase both the Australian and the Russian wheat crop, and the wheat fact that Russia's prices are cheaper than any other origin keeps a lid on wheat prices. So at 11 o'clock, we'll be a lot smarter than we are right now.